Erling Haaland is a name that stirred a whirlwind of debate, with many doubting he could live up to the colossal expectations placed upon him. He won't meet the hype, some said. He's just not the player everyone thinks he is, others echoed. Haaland's rise to prominence is no fairy tale. It's been a relentless, goal-filled journey that has silenced even the harshest critics. So, what's left to ponder? Can Haaland surpass the greats of the Premier League and etch his name in history? To understand how Haaland can break records, we need to look at his meteoric rise and how it compares to other EPL legends. Players like Thierry Henry, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Sergio Aguero didn't just participate in the game, they redefined it. Henry's invincible arsenal, Ronaldo's glittering reign with Manchester United, and Aguero's unforgettable title-winning goal made them kings in their own right. But now, there's a new heir to the throne. In just one season, Haaland has already shattered records, including those held by the likes of Andy Cole and Wayne Rooney. Next in his sights is Alan Shearer's legendary record, and the question everyone's asking is, can he break it? The answer seems inevitable when you look at his incredible first season with Manchester City. Scoring 36 goals in 35 matches, Haaland didn't just meet expectations, he exceeded them, setting new standards for Premier League strikers. What sets Haaland apart from the legends before him is his adaptability and sheer dominance. Unlike Henry or Ronaldo, who needed time to adjust, Haaland hit the ground running, making a seamless transition into the intensity of Premier League football. His imposing presence on the pitch, combined with his speed and clinical finishing, has left defenders clueless. Whether they try to mark him closely or give him space, Haaland punishes them either way. Haaland's impact is not just measured by goals alone. His influence on the game mirrors that of Van Persie's role at Manchester United or Salah's status at Liverpool. He's become the face of Manchester City, the symbol of their success. Haaland's journey begins not just on any football field, but in a home filled with football heritage. Born to Alfie Haaland, a former Premier League player for Leeds United and Manchester City, it seemed like destiny that young Erling would also pursue a career in the sport. However, having a famous football father doesn't guarantee success. Just look at Jordi Cruyff and Enzo Zidane. Both had legendary fathers, but they struggled to emerge from their shadows. Erling Haaland, though, was determined to carve his own path. Starting his professional career in Norway with Molde under the guidance of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Haaland quickly made headlines. At just 18 years old, he scored 4 goals in 21 minutes during a single match. It was clear that he had something special, but this was just the beginning. His move to RB Salzburg in Austria catapulted him onto the European stage, especially with his 8 goals in 6 Champions League games, marking him as a teenage sensation. Big clubs were circling, Manchester United among them, but Haaland and his father made a strategic decision. Rather than jumping straight into a football giant, he took a calculated step to Borussia Dortmund, where he could develop further without the overwhelming pressure. In January 2020, Haaland joined Borussia Dortmund, and it was immediately clear that he was destined for greatness. On his debut, he scored a hat-trick in just 23 minutes after coming off the bench. This wasn't just a promising young player. This was a goal-scoring phenomenon. Haaland went on to score 27 goals in 28 Bundesliga games in his first full season, adding 10 more in the Champions League, earning him the competition's Golden Boot. Despite playing for a Dortmund side that wasn't the Bundesliga's dominant force, Haaland led them to silverware. In the 2020-2021 season, he helped Dortmund win the DFB Pokal, with 2 goals in the final to seal a 4-1 victory over RB Leipzig. By the time he left Dortmund, Haaland had scored a staggering 86 goals in 89 appearances across all competitions. His time at Dortmund was decorated with personal accolades, including the Bundesliga Player of the Season award and the Champions League Golden Boot in 2021. However, Dortmund was always going to be a stepping stone for Haaland. His next move was inevitable, and when Manchester City came calling, everything clicked into place. Haaland's arrival at Manchester City in 2022 was monumental. With City fresh off a Premier League title win, but still searching for their first Champions League trophy, Haaland was seen as the missing piece. Under the tutelage of Pep Guardiola, playing alongside world-class teammates and representing a club his father once played for. It was the perfect move. From the moment he stepped onto the Premier League stage, Haaland made his presence felt. In his first match, he scored twice against West Ham, silencing the doubters. By the end of his debut season, he had broken the Premier League record for the most goals in a single season, scoring an astonishing 36 goals in 35 games. But it hasn't always been smooth sailing. Injuries threatened to slow him down in his first season, and some critics whispered that maybe he couldn't maintain this level of dominance. Yet even in what many considered a down season, Haaland still scored 27 goals in just 31 matches. For most strikers, those numbers would be a career highlight, but for Haaland, it was just a stepping stone. Now he's back, hungrier than ever. With 7 goals in his first 3 games of the season, Haaland is on a mission to continue his reign at the top of the Premier League. But the question remains, can he surpass the legendary Alan Shearer and become the all-time Premier League top scorer? Haaland has already broken records left and right. He was the fastest to reach 50 Premier League goals, beating Andy Cole's record by 17 games. And his 36 goals in a single season. That's more than any Premier League player has ever achieved. But to surpass Shearer's iconic 260-goal mark, Haaland will need more than just explosive seasons. He'll need longevity, something only the true greats have managed to achieve. Alan Shearer was a beast of a striker, maintaining his goal-scoring prowess season after season, despite injuries and setbacks. Haaland is on the right track, but to be crowned the greatest, he must continue his dominance for years to come. With his incredible start and a hunger that seems insatiable, there's no telling how far this young striker will go. Alan Shearer is a name that will forever be synonymous with Premier League greatness. Over 14 seasons, he consistently delivered goals for Blackburn Rovers and Newcastle United, earning the title of the league's all-time top scorer. But Shearer's legacy wasn't built on raw talent alone. It was his incredible ability to stay at the top of his game, even after injuries and evolving challenges in the league, that made him a goal machine. His relentless drive saw him net 30-plus goals multiple times in a single season. So, with Erling Haaland now on a path to challenge Shearer's record, what does it take for him to surpass such an icon? Right now, Haaland is averaging nearly a goal per game, which is nothing short of extraordinary. If he maintains this pace, he could catch Shearer's record in about 8 or 9 seasons, an incredible feat to even think about. But that's easier said than done. The Premier League is known for its demanding physicality and intensity, and to break Shearer's 260-goal record, Haaland will need to stay consistent for years. One of the biggest hurdles for Haaland, like any top striker, will be avoiding serious injuries. We've seen how injuries can derail even the best players. Harry Kane's 2018-19 injury sidelined him for over 40 days, and Haaland himself has already faced a few setbacks. The physical demands of the Premier League are no joke, and staying fit is crucial. Long-term injuries could slow down his progress, so managing his fitness will be key to keeping up his scoring rate. To truly elevate his game, Haaland must work on his ball retention. Players like Alan Shearer and Harry Kane, both with over 200 Premier League goals, could not only score but also hold on to the ball, link up with midfielders, and create goal-scoring opportunities. Haaland has shown glimpses of this, but his ability in this area is still developing. In an interview, Haaland mentioned that his job isn't to control a game like Rodri. It's to be in the box and finish attacks. While that's true, the question remains, does he need to be more involved in the build-up? The answer is a resounding yes. To be a complete forward who can thrive under any manager or system, he'll need to develop his playmaking and ball-handling skills. Shearer, especially in his later years, was able to adapt his game as his physical attributes declined. Haaland will need to do the same to stay on top as teams find new ways to defend against him. Right now, Haaland's speed, power, and finishing make him nearly unstoppable. But as he ages, he will need to adapt his game. Shearer, for example, became a more well-rounded player as the years went by, relying less on his physicality and more on his positioning and intelligence. Haaland, too, will need to evolve as defenses adapt to his style. Playing from Manchester City gives Haaland a significant advantage. City's dominance in the Premier League means that as long as he's part of a team that creates numerous goal-scoring chances, he will keep banging in goals. But what happens if City goes through a rough patch? Or if Pep Guardiola leaves? Stability within the team will be crucial for Haaland's continued success, and any disruption could affect his goal-scoring output. Finally, the mental aspect of Haaland's game will play a huge role. Shearer was known for his ruthless mentality. He was obsessed with scoring goals and maintained that hunger year after year. Haaland has shown that same desire, but breaking Shearer's record will require him to stay motivated for years, even after he's already accomplished so much. If anyone has the drive to do it, it's Haaland. As we've already seen, Haaland has broken records in the Premier League at a pace that's almost unbelievable. But to cement himself as the greatest goal scorer in the league's history, there's still a long way to go. The race is on, and as fans, all we can do is sit back and watch in awe. Erling Haaland's journey is far from over, but the impact he's already had on the Premier League is undeniable. He's breaking records at an unprecedented pace, but the path to becoming the greatest will require more than just goals. It'll take longevity, adaptability, and that insatiable hunger for success. Whether Haaland will surpass the likes of Alan Shearer remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure, we're witnessing history in the making. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more football content. Let us know in the comments. Can Haaland break the all-time Premier League goal record?